love is in the air, and so is identity theft. This week on Don't Be Dead, we're letting a stranger move in and steal our boyfriends and our dads. So lock those doors and let's get intimate with Single White Female and Poison Ivy.
She ate. She ate.
She ate.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Listen, women supporting women is what this episode's all about. Hey everyone, I'm James.
I'm Derrick, and welcome to Don't Be Dead.
Today's episode is called She Don't Love Herself because we're getting in bed with two erotic 90s thrillers.
Yeah, just in time for Valentine's Day, we are discussing Single White Female and Poison Ivy, both from 1992.
And spoiler alert, this show is for people who we assume have seen these movies.
James, do you have any Valentine's plans? Are you a Valentine's kind of person?
You know what? No. Moses and I will definitely exchange probably the favorite candies that each of us like. He'll probably get me some Kit Kats. I'll get him some Snickers. I'll get him some Oreos. We'll do cards, but I don't know. We don't do much.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Pretty much the same. We'll do cards, candy. We don't really go out to eat or anything like that, but we'll cook at home. Sometimes we'll probably grill. There's something on the grill, and just stay home because the restaurants are packed on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And I feel like even if you make a reservation, we've done that before. And even then it's the kitchen's overwhelmed. It's your food's never that good. The service isn't that great because it's going out on Mother's Day or Father's Day. It's just chaos. And so I don't like crowds and, to celebrate a holiday just in the peace and quiet of my home is just the much better vibe for me.
Right. Entirely in the same boat. It's the equivalent, all of those Mother's Day, like you said, Father's Day even probably, it's the equivalent of retail during the holidays where they are anticipating chaos and craziness. And I want to just give them one less person to have to deal with because everyone's usually nasty or ridiculous. A lot of first dates, probably, maybe blind dates, awkward. Just, you know what? We won't even grill, but we're in New England, so it's freezing outside anyway. We'll probably order some sushi, hibachi, something, and that's our night, and it's great.
Perfect.
And we'll watch a movie or some TV, and we'll hang out with Tyler, and that's all we need. Yeah, that's it.
I did. I fell victim to a social media ad. It was feeding me cool Valentine's cards that you could give someone.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I got him one that lights up. I hope he's not listening to me right now. But you open it and it's like an alien spacecraft and it's beaming. It says, it's you abducted my heart. So
that's gay. That's good.
I know.
Yeah, no.
But I do love Valentine's, though. I know a lot of people are kind of pessimistic about it. And even back when I was a kid and single, I love the day. I liked all the stupid cards. I like the candy. I like the sentiment of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The idea is there. It's a cute little, they would have us, exchange cards your classmates in kindergarten and be my Valentine and stuff.
Boys were even giving boys Valentine's cards. It was innocent and fun.
Another reason to just give your friends a little gift or something. And it's completely different than all the other holidays. And then growing up, you and I clearly fell in love with the idea of a Valentine's horror movie.
Oh, my favorite.
Yes. And these movies today we're going to talk about are not specific to Valentine's Day, but we said, love was in the air, or lust, or obsession,
murder, identity theft.
In the early 90s, shit was in the air. So we're going to talk about those, but it's game time.
Oh, shit.
It's game time, bitch. And today's game is called Single White Catchphrase.
Okay.
Yep. Now, this one's, I think it's be quick. The thing is, you recently have had an amazing track record with the scores that you're getting on these Don't Be Dead games. This one is pretty straightforward, and I'm going to admit, I think it's kind of difficult.
Oh shit.
So
okay.
it's kind of like a trivia situation because we're talking about mostly Single White Female and Poison Ivy. I kept it to just those two movies.
Okay.
Tell me which movie each of these quotes is from. I'm going to read you a quote. These are very specific again to the movies we just discussed. They are only quotes from Drew Barrymore in Poison Ivy or Jennifer Jason Leigh's character in Single White Female. It's only one of them saying it, and all you have to do is name the movie.
Okay.
Is it Poison Ivy? Is it Single White Female? Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Oh my, I'm excited. Okay.
Right. Okay. Number one, you don't know me at all.
Poison Ivy.
Yay! Okay. Number two, friends share everything.
Single White Female. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I thought these would be tough.
Yeah.
I mean, each movie is a little different in how the obsession works. So I guess you can use context clues.
Well, and I just watched these, so they're still kind of fresh.
This is true.
You know, yeah.
Okay, number three. I can be anything you want.
Ooh, I can be anything you want. Oh, is that Poison Ivy?
That's Poison Ivy.
I think that's when she was talking. She was Drew talking to the dad when like
Tom Skerritt.
Tom Skerritt when she was getting dressed up like his wife. I think. As like his date for the party.
We're gonna get into the
young
weirdness, but
I know.
I was uncomfortable the whole movie. Okay, number four. I deserve this.
Oh my god, Poison Ivy. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
That was really specific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So number five. You don't need anyone else.
That sounds like something crazy ass Hetty would say in Single White Female. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that they named her Hetty, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy bitch. How do we say she's a head case without like saying she's a head case?
She gives head case too. You know?
How's your Hetty? So okay.
Clearly no complaints. Yeah.
Right, no complaints. The next one. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh. Poison Ivy? Okay, all right. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, girl. You haven't gotten a single one wrong. The next one. You wanted me here.
Okay, I'm trying to put this in context of the movies and thinking about because I don't know this quote at all. I haven't really known any of these. It's just been like guesses based on like place the quote in the movie and make it make sense. To me, this one would make sense in Poison Ivy.
Okay.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah. The thing is, it really makes sense in both at one point because both of them are in the other one's space at the permission of the other one.
Right. They both get in. They're both invited in, like so vampires.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Vampires. You know what? This should have been a vampire episode.
Yeah.
So last one. You think you're better than me?
Oh, that is Poison Ivy. That's when she's getting that tattoo and that nasty tattoo.
Yeah, and they have that little fight with that weird guy. Yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations, Derrick.
That's an A, right? I get an A. Yes.
Yeah, that's an A minus at least. I'd give it a solid A.
Thank you.
So congratulations.
Oh my god, that's a good game.
That was a good game.
That was tough. That really was tough.
I was really scared because the quotes were too vague. But single white catchphrase, you are an expert.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I honestly didn't. The last one was the one I was like, for sure I knew because that fight was so ridiculous. But the other ones, I was just like, okay, context clues. Like,
yes,
which movie does this make sense?
Right.
In? Yeah,
crushed it.
Even though they're both very similar,
which is why we're talking about them both today.
Yeah.
So, which of these two insane erotic 90s thrillers that are just dripping? I love you so much I could kill you. They're dripping, you know, she don't love herself.
She don't love herself.
Which one do you want to talk about first?
Oh gosh, I think the elephant in the room for me is Poison Ivy because that one is just so out there.
It is wonky
and uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm very okay with talking about that one first.
Okay, so question, is
answer.
It ever I don't remember if it's ever established how old her character is supposed to be in this movie. Is she supposed to be like 17, 18, legal age?
I do not recall there being ages spoken about. And if someone knows, meet us in some comments, someplace on some platform and let us know. It seems like they're in high school though. Like it could almost be some kind of special, oh my gosh, what are they called? Like a special high school because of like the things that they're doing. It seems like Sarah Gilbert's character, also surprised, Sarah Gilbert is the lead,
Yeah.
is involved in like a lot of like these activities for like
like troubled youth
troubled
stuff,
youth.
kind
Thank you.
of, you know.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's not, would that be like in a normal high school? I don't
But
know. 'Cause I don't
I
go to
don't know,
school
but
where they are.
at the same time, it's almost like that posh Hillcrest High from
Yes.
H2O.
They're doing a lot of shit on the West Coast that we're not doing over here.
Yeah.
So it could be high school. Either way, I do not think she was 18.
It's got to be high school because the character Ivy, played by
Mhm.
Drew Barrymore, she establishes that she has to like, I guess, walk or take a bus or whatever, or live. I forget, like, to even go to that school.
You know what?
Like she
Yes,
didn't live
you're
there.
right. They
Yeah.
both don't know how to drive. They both don't know how to drive yet.
Yeah.
Bitch, that means they're like 15.
Oh my god.
So then there are additional layers. I will say before we go into like all the details, this movie is directed by Kat Shea,
who also did an
The Rage,
amazing The Rage
Carrie
Carrie 2,
2.
bitch. Yes.
I need to rewatch her. She's good for like a good for her,
Angsty
but not good
teen,
for her.
yeah,
Teen
like
horror moment.
like an anti-hero female character.
Yes.
She can write,
With
right?
Ivy, because that one's also got, she has like the
Yes,
tattoos, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
She loves Ivy.
she
So
does.
I will say, weirdly
And teens
enough,
with tattoos. She loves teens with tattoos.
teens with tattoos.
Teens with tats. Yeah.
Nothing says rebellion like a teen getting a tat on her tit. So Amazon says this movie came out in 1982. That was a fun little thing that I saw, because I was like, is this the right one? Because
Yeah.
I think Drew would have been the same age she was in E.T.
E.T.
Yeah. So nope, that they're just wrong. So thank you, Amazon Prime Video. We already said Sarah Gilbert is in this movie. I was pleasantly surprised at first to see Tom Skerritt.
I love Tom Skerritt. Big
I
fan.
love Tom Skerritt. But as the movie progressed, I stopped loving Tom Skerritt. Let's give the premise of the movie.
Sarah Gilbert is sort of like a spoiled, troubled, rich, wealthy teen. And she meets this girl named Ivy, who's kind of like a rebel, free spirit kind of girl. She wears cowboy boots. She swings from like this rope over like a canyon. Just a free spirit, right? And Sarah doesn't really have any friends. It's established like she's always had a hard time like making friends, because apparently she's just like a habitual liar, like a pathological liar, and she makes up all kinds of like interesting or weird stories about herself to make herself sound cool. They become friends. Sarah Gilbert's character. What is Sarah Gilbert's character? Do you remember her fucking name? I don't remember it. It doesn't matter because it's Sarah.
Yeah.
It's Darlene, basically, from Roseanne. Darlene invites Ivy over to her house one day and they become friends. Darlene's mom is like bedridden with emphysema, and her dad is this big, he's like a conservative talk show host.
TV talk show host, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like Tucker Carlson, basically. So, well, anyways, so they become friends, and Ivy quickly like inserts herself into their family. She's always at their house. She's like befriending the mom. She's, wearing the mom's clothes. But then she gets an eye for Tom Skerritt.
For daddy.
And
things get weird.
Transpire and they get really weird.
Yep.
And like, you don't think it's gonna go there. I was like, okay, well, they're not gonna do that. Like, it's not.
They not only do that, Derrick, they hold the shot.
They hold the shot
a lot of times. And I was like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I noticed that there's a lot of like 90s angsty dialogue, which I loved, like very like quick banter back and forth. But then once it gets into any of the adult material, it's very like, we're gonna linger on this. We're gonna linger on this. I don't want to say the word because I feel like it's gonna get flagged. But
I know
Tom Skerritt is an old gentleman in this
predator,
movie, a predator, and Drew Barrymore is inserting herself metaphorically and physically and all of the ways, literally. But she's still underage, and
I know it's very To Catch a Predator.
It's very,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's very. Hey, come on in. I've got some cookies in the kitchen. I'll be right back. It's very that. Yeah,
Chris Hansen was definitely going to walk out and be like,
he was.
Skerritt, do you know who I am?
Uh-huh.
And it's weird. Okay, there's a lot of things with this movie. The whole thing seemed like a dream sequence. We didn't say that it's also narrated mostly by Sarah Gilbert. Like she's narrating the whole time.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's kind of like this weird, surreal dream throughout, because you are hearing her inner monologue, right? Like you said, she's a compulsive liar. She lies about, she's kind of like an early 90s Rachel Dolezal, because she lies about like being black, and her mom even says something like, oh, did she tell you she's half black? And I was like,
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
what is going on? She's always smoking, so she must smell so bad. But and she has like no friends, right? But it becomes kind of more far-fetched that she wouldn't have any friends because she has a well-off family, which immediately would mean that she's probably in with some kind of rich, spoiled, crowd. Ivy, we must say, is not even her real name. She sees like the fake tattoo on Drew's maybe ankle or something,
whatever.
whatever it was. Yes. And she says like, your name's Ivy. And Drew's like, okay. And then I love that we just kind of go with that. The whole rest of the movie.
The whole movie. Do we ever learn her real name?
No.
Do we ever learn what it is? Yeah.
We don't need to, but I will say there was a lot of things we don't learn that I'm like, I wish you would have given us something, because we never go into those like inklings of like, Drew is giving us like backstory about like her mom and drugs and this and that, and there's no follow-up to it if any of it is true.
No, you don't really know where she comes from. Like, how is she here? Like, what's her home life like? Like, you don't get to see, all you see is like from like Sarah Gilbert's perspective.
I guess it worked because it'd be a whole different movie if we got everything kind of matter of fact, and we don't. We get it all from Sarah Gilbert's perspective, like you said. It felt like everyone was lying. I felt like no one in the movie was truthful. And like you said, Sarah Gilbert is very like a spoiled, posh, not even posh. I'm sorry. She's just like a spoiled, rich something because her dad is this political whatever, but she describes herself, and I wrote the quote down. She said, she's a politically environmentally correct, ominous poetry reading type, which was like early 90s lesbian. I told my mother I was a lesbian just for the shock value, is another quote that she has. And I was
Sarah Gilbert's lines in this are fucking wild. Like,
but they're so good. They're
if
so
anything,
good.
I mean, you never know what's about to come out of her mouth. Yeah.
No.
She's half black, not true. She's a lesbian, not true.
Nope.
I mean, but true.
Maybe.
And yeah, like you never know this bitch is about to say.
So the fact that she's like a loner, I'm like, I think you want to be.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like it took more effort for her to be a loner than to not be, with how, many things she actually is a part of that they barely touch upon. Because again, the movie is just about her relationship with Ivy and things. Okay, so I will backpedal for a second, just in life terms. I was aware of Drew Barrymore pre-90s, so like E.T., and I was aware of Drew Barrymore late 90s and on, so Scream and then rom-coms. So I know that in real life, Drew was going through like drugs and like a lot of things were going on in her real life, but I was never aware of this version of Drew Barrymore.
No, me neither.
And I was like, we see her nips.
You do.
I mean, through a wet shirt, but I was like, this whole thing was weird. Skangy is the word that Sarah Gilbert uses.
Yeah.
You're skangy. I love your sweater, by the way.
Thank you.
And I'm wearing my Bloody Valentine because it's a Valentine's Day episode.
I have that one too. I love that one.
The zip up, the zippy zip. Another great line of dialogue, and this spoke to me, and you mentioned Sarah Gilbert just having like great lines, is about her mom. She spends her whole life dying.
Yeah, she spends her whole life dying. Yes. She just stays in bed the whole time, and she wants her pain pills,
I can relate.
And Tom Skerritt doesn't want to give them all to her, but she also has almost like trigger warning, like suicide ideation. You always see her like walking out to the balcony out of her bedroom. It's like the second story, and she's always like just kind of dangling over the balcony, kind of almost like fantasizing. What would it be if I just let go, kind of thing?
Yes, and this weird fantasy aspect, like you're describing. At first, I was like, she's giving pick me, because everyone around her also is like, oh my god, like she just like plays into this being sick thing. I didn't realize that how really sick she was until the end of the movie, because they downplay it so much. Like
they did. I didn't think she was really sick. The Sarah Gilbert where she was talking, it's like, oh well, she's just faking it. Yeah, like, she's got like Munchausen's or something.
Yes,
yeah.
And I didn't really pick up on it until you said earlier that the movie is from the perspective of Sarah Gilbert. It really, I didn't realize that my annoyances and frustrations in my perception are just entirely made up of the fabrications of Sarah Gilbert. So
Yeah.
I guess they did a great job. That's a great thing to do, like narrative wise in a movie. I will say the movie takes itself pretty seriously. Besides the fun banter, the fun
Yeah.
90s banter occasionally, takes itself pretty seriously because the banter is usually kind of like derived in some hate or a lie. But I wish they had leaned into the mother's depression instead of kind of having this facade of what we think is maybe a fake illness that's not a fake illness. She's very depressed and sad and going through all these other things that they do not touch on. So it makes you resent the mother, who is the one probably going through the most.
The most.
In
Yeah.
the movie.
She needs the most help. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just don't have any patience for her. And you think that Ivy's gonna, for a second, when like Ivy kind of befriends her, you know, and like you see this kind of montage of her like getting out of bed more and spending time, and she's like addressing Ivy in her clothes and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh well, she's gonna come out of it, you know, and sort of, you know, be okay, but she's not. She goes, she's bedridden again. It's the pills, and you see Ivy start kind of like moving in and like trying to become her almost, you know, because there's this whole like party that they're having to throw for Tom Skerritt because he's like this executive, or you know, he's not an executive. He's this talking head on this news thing. He's at this party at his house for the network, and bitch, he wants Ivy to be his date for this.
And she dresses in the mom's dress.
Yes.
We can say now we're beyond the point of like just giving you like the basic like plot of the movie. Drew Barrymore is trying so hard to be the mom.
The mom.
She wants her life and clothes and husband, I guess, maybe. I didn't think
and the dog. Did you see that fucked up scene?
Yes.
That fucked up scene.
Oh my God.
James, tell me how you felt during that scene.
Well, there's a couple. She's manipulating the dog with the treats, right? And Sarah Gilbert's like, you fucking bitch, that's my dog. She's like, that's my dog, and you're pretending that the dog is yours. And she's like, no, I'm not. And then she has treats in her pocket to manipulate the dog. I was so angry because the dog is like confused. Did I go, Sarah?
Well, did you see that? They're like, okay, call him. And then who's he going to go to? There's that whole,
she has the treats in her pockets. Yeah. She's manipulating the dog even in this movie. She's manipulating everybody.
Yeah.
What killed me is she does like hit the dog or kick. She like hurts the dog at one point. I forgot what was happening at the time, but she literally is like, she doesn't
take the dog away. Yeah.
That pissed me off. But I will say I don't understand her motive entirely. It seems like she wants to be the mom, but you're never given the motive. It's never given to you. She's just inserting herself in all of these situations because then she creates a problem and then she solves the problem. And I'm like, so when are they going to catch on to that?
Yes.
They don't.
They really don't.
They don't.
I mean, and then
we don't want to talk about it, but we have to talk about it.
We have to talk about that.
Her and Tom Skerritt get kissy.
They have a little tryst, on the hood of his car in the rain, and that's essentially the poster.
Yes, the poster is that, movie. So you know it's going to happen. But before they have the tryst on the car,
they're a little.
They have it. They have it in the mom's bed.
Yeah,
when the mom is sleeping because Drew just drugged her. This bitch is, I don't know.
She's wild.
The thing is, I didn't really like anyone in the movie. I think I'm supposed to, well, I liked Sarah Gilbert, right? I liked her enough because she's not stupid. She's not like a dumb character. And she's telling you, I'm falling for Drew. Like I'm falling for Ivy, and I don't know freaking why. And
I think that's what I kind of liked about the movie though, is that these characters weren't cookie cutter.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like your traditional, like, you know, good girl who doesn't like have many friends, and this girl is going to try to make her cool, and you know what I mean, like that same thing, right? Like we're all
flawed.
Exactly. It's a little more real, you know. And I went to high school with some dramatic bitches, you know. Not when I say bitches, I'm not just talking about like, you know, women. Like I went, like there was a lot of dudes that were very dramatic. I hung out with the goth kids too, and as many as like actually like good people and good friends I made in there were as equally the same amount of like annoying people who were like pick me bitches. Do you know what I mean?
Like my personality is just pain.
Yes.
No, like
yes.
It's not something we choose to have, you dumb bitch.
No, it's a product of the circumstance. You fuck. Yeah.
You stupid. You know? And it's weird because Drew Drew plays up her charm. Like she is very like she seems innocent. I mean, maybe just because it's Drew Barrymore. Like it's great
Yeah.
casting because I'm watching her and I'm like, I don't understand why she's doing these things because she's so sweet and it's Drew. And then Sarah is giving like goth, like I keep saying goth, but
Well,
she's
it's they're
giving like
melodramatic. The girl,
yes.
the two girls,
Mhm.
and it's not their fault, not the actress's fault, because their lines that they have to give are like the most
Yes.
melodramatic, like poor me
Yeah.
lines,
And they give them great. Like
Yeah.
I was never looking at the acting thinking it was bad. I just was confused at where everyone was and or wanted to be.
Yeah.
You know, like we're even being told by Sarah Gilbert's character, like what's going on. And I'm still like, I don't get her. Because the real, I love that you said this. It's all from her perspective. And I'm looking at it differently now is
Well,
all
not
of,
all, but like most of it's
but
from
most of it,
like
because the
her
things that
perspective.
seem
Yeah.
like really important are kind of brushed off.
Yeah.
Like she goes on this like retreat, right? At one point, a character named James, who is beautiful, and thank you for having some diversity in the movie and
Uh-huh.
for and for making him a pillar in the community. He's like bringing these like underprivileged kids to like this camp to do this thing. And Sarah Gilbert is a part of this project with him, which is again like that's huge.
Yes.
But in the movie, it's nothing.
No.
In the movie, it's absolutely nothing. We never see James again, which is unfortunate. I thought,
They made him kind of like a throwaway character.
yeah, I know
Yeah.
this tall, beautiful man that I thought we were going to get more of, but it's fine. And that's great. You know what? He's like, I got my own shit going on.
Can we talk about the argument that they had at the tattoo parlor? Because
Please.
I really want to talk about
Yes.
that part. At the tattoo shop, Ivy's getting like a permanent tattoo and she's trying to convince Sylvie to get a permanent tattoo. But Ivy's being like really flirty with like the very gross kind of tattoo artist,
Very forward.
He was
Yes.
kind of skeevy.
Mhm.
And anyways, an argument ensues. And at this point, you feel like that Sylvie's kind of like seeing what Ivy's all about. And she's about to get rid of this girl. And she's like getting up. She storms up. She's getting ready to leave. She turns around and says, "You look like a slut." And like opens the door and was getting ready to leave. And then I was like, "Sylvie or Coop, wait,"
Yes.
And then they come back and they kiss and make up. I don't know. It's so bizarre.
That thing, she pushes the limits until she again, she creates a problem and then solves it. And I will say this is one of the times, and it happened a lot, where I had to like put it in my notes of like, there's so many instances of someone about to leave a room and then someone stops them by saying their name. It actually happens many times. Like
it's a motif.
Yeah, it's like she's like, Cooper. The mom that when she's leaving the mom's room, she goes, "Honey." She turns, Ivy.
You're right.
Literally, it happens so many times.
You're so right.
And one of the first times is the tattoo parlor. I don't know if this is when she actually says this line, but I love this line. "I never knew anyone who looked so much like a slut. And here she was, my best friend."
That's what I say about you all the time.
I know. I was going to dress in a sluttier outfit today, but I didn't, I couldn't find my red Drew Barrymore dress. I was going to wear the same one that she wears at the party with Tom Skerritt. But
are you wearing that hoodie as a dress? Are you pulling like a Kelly Meeker and there's nothing underneath?
I am. There's nothing underneath her, actually, for real. But my dress is at the dry cleaner, so you get this instead. And then if I start to feel uncomfortable, I'll just go and start unzipping.
Fast forward a little bit, and you see Sylvie's mom kind of doing her balcony thing.
Yeah.
And you see Ivy kind of come up behind her and just politely pushes her off the balcony.
It was very polite.
But like the mom's like holding on to her hand and she's like, "Oh, is she gonna pull her back up?" Nope. She's like, "Get off me, bitch. I'm getting your man. I'm getting Tom Skerritt."
And that's the moment I think we saw the true Ivy, because she's like, it was so weird when she's doing these terrible things. She never seems to be loving or hating what she's doing. She's just doing it. And she smiles right before she lets go of the mom. And I was like, oh. And I thought we were going to get more of that for the duration, but it kind of goes right back to regular Drew after that.
Yeah.
But that was the one moment I was like, oh, she's a little sneaky bitch. Like she loves the chaos. She loves murder.
She does. Yeah.
And it leads me to believe, like, has she done this before?
The 90s were wild.
This
was a very interesting time because like early 90s erotic thrillers were really like a moment in time in film history,
And 90s did them best. So 90s with like erotic thrillers and crime thrillers, like a crime cop CSI style kind of thriller, like every every year had a few. We had these movies, and eventually we get, our Kiss the Girls, we get the Bone Collector, we get Silence of the Lambs before that, like,
yep.
Whether they're being ridiculous and fun or they take themselves seriously, 90s were thrillers.
Was there anything else you wanted to talk about before we get to like the
No, I was good to go right to the
All right.
So realizing not much in the movie has any real punch to it, I was like, why is nothing like landing for me? And I think it's because there's always like this romantic music playing in the background most of the time. There's never like scary music, but
it's kind of dreamy. Like you said.
The whole thing, dreamy and surreal.
Yeah.
It gets to the point where Sarah Gilbert is like in the hospital after a car accident that Drew Barrymore caused, and Drew Barrymore like kind of cheats the scene, right? It makes it look like Sarah Gilbert was driving this car that crashed, even though she wasn't. It was Drew and this and that. The second they showed Drew hit the wheel, I was gonna say Ferris wheel, the steering wheel, and she had a bruise. I was like, that bruise is gonna come into play.
Yep.
And it does. They say that Sarah Gilbert's character is crazy and she was driving the car, and her dad believes them right away, which is fucked up. And he wants to believe that because he's like, I'm sleeping with Drew, So Sarah Gilbert, why can't I say her name? Sarah is in the hospital and she escapes. And I'm like, oh my God, we're finally going to get like our cat and mouse, like our fight sequence. And we do and we don't. Sarah Gilbert's Cooper gets back home to confront Drew Barrymore in I was going to say lackluster. It's not lackluster, but it's quick confrontation. But Drew gets pushed off the side. The two of them are hanging off. What's going to happen?
She stumbles upon them like getting ready to do it, right?
I think I just mentally blocked out all
of the again
with Drew and Tom Skerritt because
Skerritt.
she, I think in real life, had to have been a teen still. Uncomfortableness.
Very uncomfortable.
The cringe that they wanted us to feel, I felt, because it was not only like metaphysical and it was not implied. I was watching it. They have their confrontation. She's like, Daddy, don't sleep with whatever and this and that and whatever. Who cares? Drew Barrymore has the same fate as Mom. She wanted to be Mom. Bitch, you're my mom.
You're my mom.
Falls from the balcony. I loved the bam. Hits the pavement in the rain right in front of Tom Skerritt, who has no real reaction. He's like, how many bitches am I going to sleep with who fall from this balcony? So at this point, he's just completely tuned out. And Sarah Gilbert is looking down and gives like a little, 2-second, I don't even know what she says at the end, but the movie suddenly ends.
It just ends.
It is just suddenly over. That's when we see her nips in the rain. Is that moment? I think is at the end.
I think so too.
She's like walking slowly toward the balcony. Yeah, it just was suddenly over, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to like, it just jarringly cuts to just 90s bop number 13. Because we have to sell a soundtrack, and then the credits roll, and the movie's over. What are your thoughts?
Overall, I enjoyed it. I don't know if it's something I'm gonna go back and revisit anytime soon.
Yep.
I don't know if I care to watch the sequels, but
right. You said who is it? Alyssa Milano?
I think Alyssa Milano's like the star of the sequel. I think there's actually a few sequels to this movie. There's maybe like 2 or 3 of them. I don't know.
Poison Ivy's? Okay.
Yeah, there's a few. But yeah, for what it was, like an early 90s, like I guess like erotic thriller movie, it had a good cast. Yeah. It was well acted and I enjoyed it. What about you?
Love. I thought it was fine. And the same thing. Like it was a roller coaster of emotions, right? We're watching Drew Barrymore, fuck up this family for the fun of it, I guess. And then it was over and I thought, I'll never watch this again, but that was cute. Any more thoughts on Poison Ivy?
Nope. Give it a watch if you want to be uncomfortable for Valentine's Day. This is the perfect movie for you.
Yeah, it's absolutely giving early 90s. She didn't love herself. Speaking of erotic thrillers from 1992, in the opposite spectrum, we have, one movie that's giving us like, teen rebellion in the 90s. Then we have another. This one's giving 90s businesswoman in New York. This one's giving, I have my 80s retro PSP computer system that only I know how to use. And I have my bob haircut in my fancy apartment.
And my floppy disk.
My floppy disk. Yeah. And my high heel shoes. And that movie is the 1992 erotic horror thriller, Single White Female.
Yes.
And I will say of the two movies, I preferred this one.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Directed by Barbet
Barbet. Yeah.
Schroeder.
Which I thought was a female at first. Not. It's like
Oh,
it's a dude. Yeah.
okay. It's a
When you think
dude.
that Barbet is like a female name, like kind of
Yeah.
like Barb, you know?
Like Barb. Maybe this is
Yeah.
it's the male version of a Barb.
Yeah.
So I found out this is the same director as Murder by Numbers from 2002 with
Oh,
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra.
Now,
Yeah.
I recall the idea of that movie being good. I do not recall enjoying that movie, but that does not matter because I enjoyed this movie. Oh, everyone who's not watching. So Derrick it's a red sweater or shirt, but it's got like black zigzaggy cute patterns, and then the hat is the opposite. She's giving fashion. It's a black hat, but it's a red symbol, and the symbol is from Blair Witch Project. She's giving contrast. She's giving love hurts. She's giving hearts will bleed. The pattern's actually giving Charlie Brown.
Well, it's kind of it's a little Charlie Brown. It's a little Twin Peaks.
Okay. Yep.
It's kind of like if you look close, it's almost like a kind of like a Southwestern style.
Okay. Yes, that's what I'm getting
at. You know,
it's a lot. There's layers. It's giving lots of vibes. I do also want to call out, because we didn't establish, like the heart neon sign behind you.
Oh,
There's a Valentine poster.
She's there. Yeah,
she is there. Like this is thought provoking.
We love Valentine's. I love a Valentine slasher, and I know we probably should have talked about this before at the beginning, but like the obvious ones are My Bloody Valentine, Heart Eyes. We'll get to those, but like those have been, there's a lot out there about those. You know what I'm saying?
You can hear people talk about those everywhere, and they will talk about them amazingly. I listen to those people talk about them. Single white female.
We used to be those.
We were those. We were those before. Back in the, as I'm twirling my, oh my God, back in the day. Oh my God, when we were single white femmes.
Yes.
So I'm going to give the synopsis. I'm going to give the prem. Okay. It is Bridget Fonda.
God, with a wig, honey.
With the wig. The thing is, Bridget Fonda is someone who's kind of was like in everything and also really good in everything. And I think I took that for granted because then she just disappeared.
She disappeared. She took a step back from filming. I think she might have some health issues, you know?
Yeah, she like had a kid, got married, like good. Yeah. Focus on you. I love that. This movie, she has the equivalent of this like retro pixelated, I keep saying PSP because that's all I can think of. It's like a little fake computer system thing that she's like, I know how to use and nobody else knows how to use for like fashion design.
She basically has, okay, do you remember Clueless? Like when Cher is getting ready in the morning and all her outfits are like, you know, it's like her, but she's got like the digital outfits. That's essentially the software that she's selling in this movie. Yeah.
And she sells herself as being part of this thing where I sell you the software, but I also sell you my training of the software. She's a business woman in New York getting shit done. She finds herself in need of, and we'll get into the details of this, but she finds herself in need of a roommate. Someone basically stumbles upon her, and it's Jennifer Jason Leigh, amazing actress, also very underrated.
I love the way Jennifer Jason Leigh acts. She seems so just
sad,
innocent, low energy, like in every role that she does. She just seems so uninterested. And
if you have not seen Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight, you have to.
Yeah,
I was like, who is this woman? Because she's unrecognizable, and then found out it's Jennifer Jason Leigh, and she's giving the most low energy, high performance that I've ever seen.
Every role she does this. She did it in The Hitcher. She did it in Annihilation. Did you see Annihilation?
No, I wanted to.
Natalie Portman.
No, I wanted to so bad. Okay, so she's giving that. She's giving. This is her. I was going to say that she walked in this movie so she can run in those movies. No, but she's running in this. So Jennifer Jason Leigh is like, I'll be your roommate and your best friend. And they, you know, start to become friends and friendly, and it's cute, but it starts to spiral as one becomes obsessed with the other. And it turns to violence, and it turns to murder. And it turns to, I will also say, both movies have animal violence that I did not like or appreciate, but it's there because it's 1992, I guess. Justice for Buddy.
Yeah, Buddy.
Okay, justice for Buddy.
Cute.
But
they look like they legit kind of kicked Buddy in that. Like Buddy did his own stunt, I think, in one of those in scenes.
Didn't like it. The movie starts with we get introduced to Bridget Fonda's character.
Yep.
And she's with her man, and they are like, it's giving meet cute. It's giving, I forgot what they say, something like, like we'll do like naked skydiving or something ridiculous.
Oh, well, he's talking about, they're like engaged, and they're talking about, they're just planning their wedding. He's like, we can do anything you want to do. Yeah. Well, like naked skydiving. She's like, ooh, I'm in,
so likable, so adorable, everything, like cordial characters, like it was giving reality. And I was like, oh, this is great. Like, what's going to happen that, the other girl's going to come in and separate that. Whatever. Nope. We find out pretty quickly
that he ain't shit.
He ain't shit.
Yeah.
He's the dad from the TV movie, The Shining.
Oh, okay. I never saw that.
I haven't since I was a kid. He's the Jack Torrance.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
He ain't shit in that. I don't think, right? And he ain't shit in this for sure. He is a cheating asshole.
Yeah.
Oof, this man. Yeah, she kicks him out. We get to see naked Bridget
finds out
Fonda.
that she's cheating because like his ex-wife calls, right? And wants to talk to him, and like she's like, just talk to her, it's fine. Like she just whatever. Like Bridget Fonda's like, she's like, I don't care, talk to the bitch.
Which is also why I was like, I love this. I love these characters. It's very real. She's like, just talk to her. Who cares?
Who cares? But then like he like hangs up, then she calls back and leaves a voicemail on her phone, and she plays it, or like she's leaving a voicemail. And it's like
a live. So for anyone listening who is under the age of like maybe 25, back in the day, you would call someone on a landline. And when you left a voice message, why do I speak like this? Message. When you leave a voice, that
Connecticut's coming out.
The Connecticut's coming out. It's New England. So you park your car in the yard. Yeah. But when you would leave a voice message, you would actually record on a little cassette tape. And if you were in the room, you could actually hear someone recording the message. It would record like on speaker, essentially.
I love how you're explaining what an answering machine is.
But because they don't know. You know that they don't know.
Yeah.
Dirk, they don't. She is about to go pick up the phone like for him, and ends up hearing that the ex is saying, you can't just come over here and sleep with me and then leave and say we're done.
Yeah.
And so Bridget Fonda's like, you cheating asshole, get out of here, my apartment. And she's distraught.
With no furniture
yet.
Did you notice that in that apartment, like she had no like bare minimum furniture. She maybe had like a couch, but like no end tables. There was just like stacks of magazines in the floor.
The thing is, I fully didn't pick up on it because it's giving like now, like the decor is giving modern today,
minimal,
which is like minimal, less is more. Like who needs a couch? They basically have. They have the equivalent of like a lobby. They have like a lobby waiting area, basically.
It's like a foyer area.
Yeah, it's also giving like.
I loved her apartment.
Like, I did
crown molding.
I understood when she was talking about like, we're not going to find an apartment like this anyplace else. I was like, you're not.
No,
like throw Jennifer Jason Leigh out the window because you're not going to find a better place to live. So she ends up like leaving the boyfriend and throws him out, and she has to find a new roommate.
Yep.
And I think you probably knew this because you know all things, Derrick. But in the process of her finding a new roommate, she's like going through like phone calls and pictures and interviews. She's taking
and Polaroids of like people she's interviewing. Yeah.
Did you know that this person is, because I was like, I recognize her, and I looked it up, and she's listed as perfect applicant because she actually finds an applicant that she thinks is perfect and goes to call that person and ends up like talking to her ex again instead, and it gets sad and whatever. She ends up not calling that person, but that person is Renee Estevez, who plays Molly, who is the lead in Sleepaway Camp 2.
I did not recognize her.
Sleepaway Camp 2 main actress, the one who gets away at the end. You think
gets away. Yeah.
That is her. So she is perfect applicant. I was like, this bitch.
Okay. Good for her.
So even though she was the perfect applicant, she sounded perfect and looked perfect and everything. Something happens. The boyfriend's fiance situation throws Bridget Fonda. Yeah. She sees like his picture on the fridge or something.
Sad.
And she spirals and she falls. Yeah. And then I love this entrance. We get the entrance of just as the camera goes down to the floor with Bridget Fonda, all of a sudden some boots, some like Doc Martin. Well, they wouldn't be Doc Martens, but like some big
like combat boots
thick boots walk into frame behind her, and it's Jennifer Jason Leigh's character and she's Hetty. Hetty is the name of the character.
Hetty.
And she's like, hi, I'm here about the apartment we spoke this morning on the phone. And she's like,
not now, bitch.
So,
I can't.
Not now. I'm yeah. And she's like, can I make you some
not
tea?
now, bitch. I'm fucked up.
Listen, I'm going through some shit right now, you whore. And so she like makes her some tea, and they start talking, and they basically have a meet cute. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Oh yeah, fixes her sink, and then we get like a oh my gosh, montage of them becoming besties. And it is really adorable though, like it's really cute.
I know,
because it does seem all innocent and genuine.
And like she lands this like contract, like her first contract with this company who's going to hire her. You know, they're going to buy her software, and you think everything's going well until the ex calls. And she kind of like
The Shining comes back into play, and Hetty says, your man's not going to come back into play, right? Because I don't want to move in, and then you get back with him, and I got to move out again. And she's like, that won't happen. The boyfriend comes back into play. I will say the 90s were known for like a sex scene with like very slow sex. Like, no one does it that slow unless the straights do, but the gays don't.
And that chair looked really uncomfortable.
And a chair, just like no, like I get that you're doing it for this cinematography of it all, and the curtain is whatever, and it's blue-gray lighting, but like no one, that's not pleasurable for either of you. He wants you to go faster, and she's uncomfortable. Okay, so. Like, let's be real. Now,
when did she gift her buddy?
That's what I was thinking. Is it's not long after that.
Yeah,
that I think she basically realizes Hetty realizes I need something to win her back, and so she gets the dog, and so she gets this beautiful little like I think retriever, puppy,
or lab retriever,
or something, and his name is Buddy, and Buddy is so cute. And they even the thing is, she's like, I don't want the dog is gone by tomorrow, but she falls in love with the dog.
I know, how can you not? He's so cute.
How can you not? She's working at one point with Buddy in her lap, and I'm like, be so fucking for real, because that is what we do with Tyler. Yep, that's it, that's my man. So she falls in love with the dog, we fall in love with the dog. I don't want to linger on this for too much, but I will tell you that if you didn't know that she was a psycho, you know now, because that beautiful dog ends up deceased, having plummeted from their high-rise apartment,
like the mom in Poison Ivy, essentially.
Like the mom in Poison Ivy. We are dropping bitches from balconies in both movies in 1992. I'm very glad we did not see it happen. At least it is very much implied. We see him at the bottom, but we don't see like a dog fall.
That like puppet they had the dead puppet
laying
really,
but they did it from a distance. So I'm like, I'll give you this. I almost cried because I was so sad, because it is so all of a sudden. But not long before this is when we have the scene where you said Buddy did his own stunts, and she's getting upset because the dog worked for a little bit, right? And then it stopped working. And she kicks Buddy.
She kicks him.
This stupid fucking twat.
It looked like she actually kicked him, though.
That's the thing, is I'm like, if you're method acting and you kicked Buddy, like, I need you to chill out. But she kicks him. The dog obviously loves Bridget, does not like Jennifer Jason
head case.
Batshit crazy Hetty, you know.
Right?
Super Hetty.
Super heady. And she tells her, well, he's gonna cheat on you again, and don't come crying to me when he does. And but something that I didn't see coming, no pun intended, the first time I watched
Derrick
was that the person that Sam does technically cheat on her, but not in the way I expected. Right?
And
Did you see this coming,
James? I didn't see it coming. He didn't see it coming. She knew it was coming. What's even more awful is whoever wrote this, and the direction and the timing, is right when he realizes that Jennifer Jason Leigh's character has snuck into his hotel room dressed with the same hair as, looking like
Bridget Fonda.
He thinks it's Bridget Fonda.
Because she has the same. Well, he's in like his hotel room. He's in bed asleep. It's dark. She has the same haircut. She has her
Yeah.
clothes on. She has her jewelry. She has the same perfume.
You can't blame him at all. But the second he realizes it's not her and he goes to be like, get off me, one of them does get off.
They do.
And
They
it's
do.
not her. And he's in the middle of climax.
When he realizes that
When
it's
he realizes.
her.
And so
Yeah.
it's like he lets it happen. And then he just lays there like,
what do I do now? I know.
What do I do now? Like, because what was he? I don't know what I mean, he would have had to like jump out of bed and like do it on the floor or something. Like it was literally in the middle of it happening.
You were wearing her perfume, you're wearing her clothes, like,
yeah,
you crazy bitch.
And crazy bitch. She says, I'm gonna tell her what you did. And he says, actually, I'm gonna tell her what you just did.
Yeah.
So when she realizes that the truth from him is gonna hit harder than the truth from her, I didn't see this coming at all either. She picks up her heel and she kills him.
In the eye, ho. In the eye, ho. Right in the eye.
Right in the eye.
Yeah.
The heel of her shoe into his eye. He is instantly deceased. He is dead on the floor. Shoe sticking out of his eye.
I know.
And
the wrestling world, we'd call this a heel move, you know.
Oh, it was a heel move.
Yeah.
Yeah, snaps.
She really turned heel there.
She really turned heel. Okay, give us more puns. I figured something.
I kind of love that moment though.
I loved it. Wow. I thought something would happen, but I did not think it was going to happen that quickly or that fast or in that way. And then we're in the third act, or as I like to call it, the thirst act. Oh my God. You bitch. So everything from that moment is just boom. It is 0 to 100. Yeah, yes. Wild. We get the 90s thriller, like chasing and fighting and whatever that I would want, that was missing from Poison Ivy and sometimes was missing from these movies. Like sometimes the buildup is really good, but then it kind of doesn't go anywhere.
But in this one, bitches were getting tied up.
Oh my gosh.
Getting shot. But the only thing that was a little unbelievable for me is like Bridget Fonda is clearly like has some size advantage on Jennifer Jason Leigh. It's like, girl, you could drag her.
We also haven't discussed Graham. Graham is the name of the upstairs neighbor.
The gay,
the sister. We have a sister. So
who
she's
gets like
up there.
knocked out for like an entire day.
Yeah. There's a lot of you think that he's dead, he's not, because Jennifer Jason Leigh. A couple of things I appreciated. I appreciated that we find out that he is not in fact dead and he is still alive and he comes back and he saves the day like right at the end.
Yeah.
Love that when we find out he's alive, we cut to his cat, who I'm so glad survived the movie because I was scared. The cat is cuddled and sleeping on him in the bathtub.
I know.
I also like to be like serious about cinema for a second. I love that he's a gay character, that him being gay is not exploited in a way that's annoying or stereotypical.
No, it's like it's fine. It's totally normal. Like even when
just there
in the beginning, when Hetty's moving in and Bridget Fonda's walking around and showing her the apartment, she goes, "Oh, this is Graham. You know, don't worry about him." You know, I forgot what it was, but he goes, "Oh, he's gay. You know, it's nothing to worry about."
And that's it.
Yeah.
And all of because I feel like, a gay
he wasn't a stereotype.
He wasn't a stereotype. He wasn't like, he's giving her advice as like a normal, just human being. Like he just is a normal person who happens to be gay. And there's not a lot of that. I feel like that's what people think we want, like more gays in cinema and more gays, whatever, being like, yes, queen, yes. Like, no.
I mean, that's fine too, but everyone I know we do that sometimes too, but that's not all of us.
But he literally, he just is up there with his cat, and he's a smart character. He's intellectual. He has this. That's who
she goes to for advice. He's like her, I don't know, therapist kind of. He's like, well, she goes to him one time for advice about like what to do about Hetty. How do I get this girl how do I tell her to leave? And he's like, you just tell this bitch to fucking leave. But what you don't realize is that sound travels from this was established early on. Yeah, sound travels between like the vent system,
the heating vents in these apartments
above them, and so you can hear like the conversations in one apartment, like the one below and above or whatever. And so Hetty hears him saying this, and that's when she goes and fucks him up.
Yeah, she fucks him up, but he survives because gays survive. He's a gay who lives. He's a gay who lives. So I loved that. And
I'm
anything
glad you
that
brought up Graham. Oh my God, I can't believe I almost forgot to
yeah,
mention
no,
Graham.
we
Yeah,
love Graham, and because a lot of like I feel like in the LGBTQ horrors of it all, we discussed this in the like our countdown to Carnage New Year's Eve episode when it came to Terror Train, like the killer being LGBTQ, like
yeah.
are they an ally?
Mhm.
Because it's the killer, right? Always it was the killer, or it was there's always like something provocative or whatever.
Right. Well, like even
No,
like in Fatal Games or Sleepaway Camp, like the
trans, we're
queer trans characters
yes,
are like the villains and stuff like
nope,
that. Which again, I actually have no problem with. I think that's kind of cool. But it is
fine.
nice to see just a regular, normal
Regular person with
character as a hero too.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Regular queen with a day job and a cat.
Yeah,
The weird kind of like over sexualized stuff is Hetty.
yeah.
Hetty's the psycho. Hetty's the crazy person. Hetty goes to like this underground like leather bar thing. Like all of that was her being batshit crazy, and I loved all that stuff. So
Yeah,
we're
white girl crazy.
white girl crazy.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite subgenres, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good. Okay, listen. Editing on point, sense of urgency on point. The suspense is on point. The
drama
acting is
on
acting,
point.
drama,
Yeah,
trauma. We're getting past, present, future, like we're getting all of this shit. I was like, this is so fucking good. And then we get this cat and mouse moment, where it turns into like it's a good for her movie from go, because
yeah.
you start off being like it's a good for her movie with Bridget Fonda. It's a good for her movie when Jennifer Jason Leigh finds a place to live and they become friends. Like you actually are rooting for both of them at different parts of the movie.
Good for
And
her
at
movie when Graham comes back alive.
Graham comes back alive. Good for her movie when the cat is still alive.
Yeah.
Like, good for her movie when the old lady from In the Mouth of Madness pops up in the hallway.
Yes.
So loved it. So good. I really loved it.
I'm so glad.
Yes. Another she didn't love herself moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because we do get a lot of moments of Bridget Fonda not having enough confidence in herself. She gives into like, I have to go back to my man who's a cheater, because she doesn't have the confidence that she can find somebody else.
I have to accept a lower salary or lower payment for this job.
And the assault of it all. Yep.
Yeah, the assault of it all. Yeah.
I have to lower my standards when it comes to work because I'm not enough.
Yeah.
The movie is giving a lot of I'm not enough. With Bridget Fonda, it's more subtle and realistic. With Jennifer Jason Leigh, it's like I would kill to be you. Like it's said throughout the movie without being shoved down our throat, which I loved.
Mm-hmm.
I love like tell me something without telling me something.
I like it too. It's called good writing.
That's what that's
called. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So those are like two early 90s erotic thrillers.
Yeah.
Similar themes. Like, what are some others that we should watch? Because honestly, I have not seen a ton of that genre of like, erotic thriller. You know what I mean? But I'm open to it. Like, I kind of like them. If there's like a good story there, I can get into that. I don't care about the sex and all that stuff. Straight people, whatever. But
have slow sex on a chair.
Mm-hmm.
Both movies have like, the sexual kind of gay undertones of these women being obsessed with other women.
Yeah.
It's
there.
And it's there. It's there. In one movie, the antagonist is the obsession, and in the other, the protagonist is the obsession. And I really enjoyed that contrast when watching these essentially as a double feature.
It's
and at the end of the day,
feature. Yeah.
At the end of the day, single white female seems to, I think I said this before, it says a lot more by not saying as much.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that a lot, but these were both a good time.
Yeah, I think Single White Female had like a larger theatrical release too.
Okay.
Versus Poison Ivy. Another good pairing, and I have seen both of these, would obviously be Fatal Attraction and and Basic Instinct. I think those two kind of go hand in hand too.
I'm so stupid for having those not come right to mind.
Yeah.
Maybe next year. Although I will say the idea that you have for next year's Valentine's,
I think that's a cool one.
I already have a title and I'm not going to say it on this. I'm sorry. You'll have to wait till next year. Or if we do it before then, because it could really be whenever we want. But like bitch, Derrick is delivering. When it comes to themes, we'll think of like, maybe we should do this. And then we talk it out. And it usually is Derrick that's like, oh, bitch. What if we did this? Like Erotic Thriller was 1,000% you.
Oh, thank you.
I think I was like, let's talk about My Bloody Valentine and all the movies that everyone. And he was like, how about you shut up for a second?
No, we do have these like brainstorming sessions, where it's like, okay, like what's something like a little different like twist we could put on something that, because like I said, My Bloody Valentine has been done to death,
Yeah.
rightfully so, because it's incredible. And at some point, we'll definitely talk about it.
That's why
it's
I'm
one of
wearing
my
this.
it's one of my favorite. It's definitely my top 10 favorite horrors of all time.
Yeah,
fucking
like I'll take it off and I'll show it. I'll show this to you. But do I need to show everyone? Do we need to show like body?
Show it, James,
to get more views and likes and subscribes and reviews. Leave us reviews. So no, I do love My Bloody Valentine, and we love Valentine.
Yes,
Heart Eyes. I'm so glad you mentioned
Heart Eyes. Yes. More Valentine slashers. Like I keep saying, like I don't know what they're going to do with Terrifier 4. I don't know, but I do appreciate that they've so far it's been around a holiday. 2 times it's been Halloween. We've had Christmas. I would not hate a Valentine's Art the Clown movie.
I feel like the 2, because I think it's going to take place right after Part 3, right? I feel like it's not far-fetched to think we're going to get a New Year's or a Valentine. Art the Clown. Either one, I am here for.
I'm here for
if
both.
They decide to have it not be a holiday and it just happens on a random freaking Tuesday, that's fine. But I think Damien Leone knows, like,
lean into a holiday.
We're gonna lean into a holiday.
Yeah.
So any final thoughts on Poison Ivy and Single White Female?
Give them a try. That's all I'm gonna say.
I
think they're fun. I read online that Poison Ivy was not received. Not Poison Ivy. Single White Female was not critically received very well, but it found its audience in like home video and like cable. That's when it got really big.
Okay.
Back then, that's shocking. I'm like, thought like this would have been like a bop in the theater. I mean, I was too young to go see it.
I feel like a lot of movies that came out in the early 90s were great, and the early 90s, this is the reason I think people say like Scream was the resurgence of horror, blah, blah, blah. It brought horror back to mainstream, I guess. Like, but the thing is, you had amazing movies coming out in the early 90s, but people were like tired of it, or there was fatigue, or maybe like another genre was kind of, like when Marvel movies were coming out all the time, like other genres maybe fell. Maybe something else was happening at that time that people were like, I don't want to go see a thriller. I don't want to go see a horror movie. That changed at the end of the 90s. But this movie, I watched it now in 2020. Well, now it's 2026, but I watched it. I was blown away.
It is. So it did say, I did read one line. It did say that this kind of kickstarted the erotic thriller genre. That a lot of these movies that came after it it was inspired by this. This was kind of what kind of gave it its momentum.
Gotcha. We wouldn't have had The Hand That Rocks the Cradle if we didn't have Single White Female.
Right.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
What do you think? Any final thoughts on it? I mean,
no, I'm totally good with these movies. Again, check them out. We talked about a lot of movies from the early 90s. I can confidently say you should listen to the following episode the next episode, because we're going to talk about even more of them. It's a bop. It's a bop. And it's one of those brainstorming sessions that we happen to have, and bitch, I'm really excited for that one. So if you want to hear us talk about early 90s horror, listen to this episode again, and then listen to the episode that comes after this one. But meet us in the comments. Let us know what you thought of these movies and other, erotic 90s thrillers. For more Don't Be Dead, watch on YouTube, listen wherever podcasts are available, and get extra content on Patreon. Don't forget to leave us a review. And until next time, Derek, what should they do?
Don't be dead, ho.